So this is a slightly different video from what I usually make. Usually I do film reviews by myself, but this time I'm joined by Amber. And this is going to be the start of a brand new series of videos which we are going to start doing together. We don't necessarily have a title for it just yet. The working title is Drew and Amber Analyse. For our first video that we're going to be doing, we are going to be talking about one of our favourite series that we enjoy watching together, that has been our top series of last year and this year. I'm talking, of course, about Stranger Things. Now, I'm wearing my Stranger Things t-shirt here. But first, let us take our minds back nary a few months ago. After we watched the first episode in the new series and recorded our initial thoughts on that for comparison at the end of the series. Back in time! I mean, what did you think?
It was really good.
I thought it was awesome.
Oh yeah, I wasn't going to get to see Millie Bobby Brown until the second episode because I thought she was never going to show up. But then she came up in the end and she was so cute. And she looked unreasonable.
She looked like a miniaturized version of Sigourney Weaver from Aliens, which I really liked. I thought that was kind of a cool 80s reference. Dacre Montgomery as the new character who hasn't really said anything yet. I don't know how much of a part he's going to play, but
I think he's all really attractive, but actually looks really ridiculous.
I thought that everything that was great about the feeling of the first Stranger Things was in this first episode.
I don't know, the first one was really good and it was made really well, but I feel like they got a bigger budget now. That's what it seems like. They got a big budget. Like the opening sequence, it looks so cleaner and sharper and like all new.
Yeah.
And they didn't have their names in it before, so it's obviously like everybody knows who they are now.
They've had to put all of the kids' names in it because they're like super famous now. Poor Barb's family. I think there's going to be a point later in the series maybe where they are going to have to tell Barb's parents that they know that she's dead.
They're going to have to take her there to prove it. It's going to be horrible.
Oh god, it's going to be traumatising. I think there's going to be so much...
Bring her back from the upside down. Just go here.
I think there's going to be maybe like a love triangle of sorts. I think they're going to like fight over Max a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think maybe what will happen is Max will come into the fold of the main group of friends a little bit more. I think she'll get involved. I think she'll find out.
I think it's going to take a long time. I think she's going to be like Steve, where no one liked him, and then...
Yeah, a little bit. Some Stranger Things will unfold.
And we watched it on the day that it first...
Yeah, the date at the start of the first episode is today's date, but 33 years ago, which is fantastic.
Is this a spoiler one?
This one's going to be cut into the middle of it.
So it is kind of a spoiler?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can say I'm annoyed that there isn't only one 11.
Yes. Yeah.
There isn't only one 11 because she's 11. I mean, so it has to be 11 before
that's not really a spoiler because that's like right at the start of the episode. So I don't think we can really count that as a spoiler.
I've seen it. I wouldn't want to know that before I saw it.
But that was the thing. That was what I was always suspicious of throughout the first series, was the fact that she was called 11. So what happened to all of the other ones?
But they show you that. They tell you there's other ones.
Yeah.
Like a Weapon X type situation.
Exactly. So let's hope the rest of the series has more interesting points for us to analyse at the end of the series. And we're back at the end of the series of season 2, and we've finished watching it. It was an awesome series. Lots of really tense moments, particularly towards the end of the series.
The last two.
The last two episodes.
The second to last one.
Sean Astin's character of Bob, the whole way through it has been just a kind of nice character, but you never really know where he's heading as a character until he starts becoming useful in like the third to last episode.
They threw everything at him in 1 minute and he's just like, okay. And just went along with it and tried to help him.
What were your kind of high points of the series?
Every single time that 11 turned up. The first time I saw her,
11 was great.
The second time I saw her when she was all revelled up, that was amazing. When she was at the end and she was at the was amazing. She's gonna look so good. She's gonna be so cute. She's gonna look so cute. Look at the shoulder
There
pads.
she is! Oh my god, the sleeves and the shoulder pads and everything.
Look at her hair.
Oh my god. It's brilliant.
You are beautiful.
Obviously.
Yes!
Yeah, that was very short.
Mike and 11. Yay.
Jane.
Yeah. I think my high points of the series were probably the development of the whole science experiment side
Yeah.
of the lab and finding out more about the other children that were involved. And I think that that's going to play a big part in season 3. I think that something so big is going to happen in season 3
they'll have to come back and
that they will have to get
together
more
and
like that.
yeah.
Anything to do with David Harbour.
He's so good. He's so good. In the first series, it was kind of as if he was a little bit cranky, a little bit old man, grumbly. And then in the second one, it kind of develops him a little bit more and shows that actually he's more of like a loving dad type because he lost his daughter and now he's got a new one and they're all both together. And I actually forgot about that.
With the second season, you get the sense that like this is who he is as a character really, and that actually everything else
He's in this now.
was a
he's
little
involved,
bit.
That's it.
Yeah, we've got to address how good Steve was
Yes,
in this
Steve
series.
now. Steve is like babysitter
So
extraordinaire.
the great thing about
Extraordinaire.
you heard that here, Steve, babysitter extraordinaire. Steve was absolutely fantastic in this series. I like in the first series, like he was so kind of like a two-dimensional character right up until the kind of end third of that series where he gets unfortunately rolled into everything that's going on, like completely unintentionally becomes a part of everything that's going on. And that's the trigger that changes him. And in this series, I can understand his motivations. I can understand what he wants. If anything, he has outgrown Nancy.
Yes.
So you've gone from being on the side of Nancy in the first
Yeah, a
series to
lot.
being on the
And then-
side of Steve in
Yeah.
this one.
And I don't even know why, because she didn't do anything bad. She just went out with somebody who she's been friends with and wanted to be with for a long time. And surely we should be rooting for her as a person to
you-
do that.
Yeah, exactly,
But
but you're
not.
just not. Because you're rooting for Steve so much more because he's so much more involved in everything.
But if you put everything down and you'd say her character, what she did, and, you know, especially towards the end, being nice to Dustin and all this sort of thing, and you think, oh, she was the nicest person and probably the hero of the whole thing. Maybe that's the Stranger Thing that they're talking about.
Oh!
The Stranger Thing is that
Nancy's
you should
actually
be on her
the
side,
secret hero.
but you're not.
No. Now, Dacre Montgomery, who in my head I can only see still as being the new Red Power Ranger, even with his mullety hair and his ridiculously open shirt.
Seducer.
Mother seducer.
Mother seducer.
You mother seducer. If anything, he was there to provide motivation behind Max's actions.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
So that what she did didn't completely seem like she was just being rebellious for no
Yeah,
reason.
she's been a bit bratty because she wanted to get out.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Other than giving Steve a freaking concussion.
Oh yeah, but Steve is Steve. He's got the power of the hair and he bounced back just like his fro.
So we predicted that there would be sort of a love triangle.
Yeah, and it was
involving
right.
Max, and we were definitely kind of right. She's kind of found her way into the group a bit, but I think they're still a little bit cautious of her.
I was calling her Yoko Ono at the beginning because that's what I felt like she was just breaking everybody up. But
And she did a little bit, but at the end, she did kind of prove her worth. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. At first I was like, oh, I kind of like her because she's quite cool and she's got a bit of an edge and, you know, but actually I don't really know how I feel about it. Dustin can handle it. Dustin's a lone wolf. Dustin...
He's
can make friends with the animals. Dustin's just a dude all round. I think he can manage it. He can handle it. Dustin's got his science projects. Dustin's got his animals.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Dustin's got his Dungeons and Dragons. Dustin's gonna be set, okay? He's fine. He is. He's gonna be set for life.
Look at his hair.
Oh my god, his hair is brilliant.
Looks like Michael Jackson.
The artist formerly known as Dustin. So, final thoughts on the series.
Well,
what do you think this measures up to as far as it going against the first series goes?
Well, I don't know, because the first series was obviously setting everybody up as characters, getting to know everything, establishing the story for a start, because you don't know about the Upside Down and all that. And now we know who everybody is, and we already know them and like them, so we know how to expect kind of their characters.
There were definitely some scary moments.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Will saw some serious shit this season. Poor child.
And
I doubt he's ever going to recover from
right
this.
At the end, just there
dancing
at
it off.
The prom and the bash. Just music's gonna be my therapy.
Maybe he just doesn't remember any of it, and he's perfectly fine, and no therapy is needed.
That would be good.
So he can just go back to being a kid.
Well, he's probably overheated for a human now, so he's in even deeper trouble.
Well, he's probably dehydrated.
Get him some Diorolite.
The first thing he asks for when he wakes up is some Diorolite. There were definitely some tense moments through the series.
No, not Steve. No, not Steve. Not what?
No! Oh, they're all going to the gate. Oh, God. He looked like he just watched two people die. There are so many odes to like 80s horror films as well. So if the first
it's evolved
series,
a little bit, it's like it's all because it was kind of Halloween based, so it started off with Halloween and it's all kind of rolled.
So if the first series was kind of like a mixture of Stand By Me and The Goonies, this kind of felt more like a mixture of Nightmare on Elm Street. The Exorcist.
The whole series started off in season 1 of being like, we're the group, we're the pack, we're a group of friends, this is what we do, we're boys, we go out on adventures, and then we find stuff, and and then it's kind of rolled on to this, actually this is really horrible. And what we found is bad. They are out of their depth. This was actually a great continuation. There are some things they can expand on with a third series. Yeah, because going into the last 2 episodes, I knew obviously that there was going to be a third series because they'd already... Because we were kind of slow watching it because of the things that had happened. I thought they've kind of wrapped everything up. It's fine. Everything's done now. They're at the dance, having a good time. Everything's going off. So I thought, it's all gone. But there are going to be... How do they do that? There are going to be other things. And then it goes upside down and there's a thing watching over it from the upside down. Oh my God. Bob's under there. Oh no. Oh no. Whoa! What? It's coming after them again. So I thought we were done with this. I thought the third film was just going to be them being friends. Well, just because they've closed the gate doesn't mean that the upside down goes away. That's still so there. Hard to close it. It's just 11 needs to make her way in the world and learn things. She doesn't know anything yet. She needs to figure things out. I think the big spoiler. She's eat more than Eggos. Can you imagine the time that she had, the day that she has tikka masala? She thought Eggos were good, and then she goes and has that. I think give that girl a Twinkie. Get her some Oreos. She hasn't lived yet. Stranger Things 2 gets a huge thumbs up from us. I'm excited to see more. You're excited to see more. I'm really excited to see more. And 11 spin-off. Just a whole series all about her doing stuff, just following her around. That would be great. It'd be fun. This has been the first episode of Drew and Amber Analyse, and this has been... It's not called that. It's not called that. And this has been us talking Stranger Things 2. Steve Harrington.
Steve Harrington. That's it. Cut it there. That's it. No more.
Never gonna go better.